Hey everybody, welcome to Mortgage Today for Tuesday, March 12th, 2024, and oh, what a day it was. UMBS opened up down 13 basis points on the morning. The bond market was definitely hoping for some love after last month's CPI hit so hard, but alas, we get no love. Underlying U.S. inflation top forecast for a second month in February, reinforcing the Federal Reserve's cautious approach to cutting interest rates. CPI came in month over month up 0.4% on a 0.4 estimate was 0.3 previously, so it's still going up. This is CPI year over year came in at 3.2 on a 3.1 forecast. It was 3.1 previously. Core CPI, which is what really matters, came in up 0.4 on a 0.3 forecast. It was 0.4 previously, and the core year-over-year CPI came in at 3.8 versus 3.7 forecast. It was 3.9 previously. Shelter and gasoline accounted for about 60% of the increase. As the market moves on from the initial post-CPI volume pop, sellers were emerging victorious. We could also consider pre-auction positioning with the 10-year auction that came at 1 p.m. Small business optimism fell in February. According to the NFIB, overall sentiment remains dour as earnings and revenues decrease. There continues to be a labor shortage in construction, transportation, wholesaling, while price pressures continue to ease. It looks like the spring selling season is shaping up a little better than feared as more inventory is appearing at the lower price points. Prices are stabilizing, and we are seeing the highest levels of price reductions since February of 2019. Inventory is up 15% on a year-over-year basis. Asking rents increased 2% in February, according to research from Redfin. The median asking rent increased 0.9% month over month to $1,981. HomeBay just published a survey that found that 75% of people were happy with their decision to move, but 86% of Americans who moved in 2023 have regrets about moving, up from 75% in 2022. With many movers charging by size and weight, 24% of Americans wish they had downsized their belongings before moving. Other common regrets include missing their old home, 24%, and that moving was too expensive, which is 20%. What's more, nearly half, 46% of Americans shed tears, and 42% fought with their loved ones during the process. The top reasons for moving in 2023 were to improve their quality of life, 31%, upsize their home, 21%. If money were no option, the states Americans most would want to move to are California at 32%, New York 29%, Florida 24%. However, migration data from Allied Van Line shows more affordable states such as Montana, Vermont, Arkansas, Idaho as having the highest percentage of inbound moves. Heading into the 4 p.m. hour, MBS were only down 6 ticks, which is 19 basis points, and 10-year yields are only up 6 basis points, trading just under the 4.16 line. That means that the bond market is hanging on to all of its gains seen in the recent highs through last Tuesday. Not a bad showing considering core CPI came in at 0.4 for the second month in a row, or that 10-year yield shot up to 4.3 plus when the previous CPI report came out. In addition to rounding considerations, 0.4 was really 3.58. The details also showed In addition to rounding considerations, meaning that 0.4 was really 0.358, the details also showed a welcome drop in the problematic OER from 0.6 to 0.4. These factors helped bonds temporarily break even earlier this morning. Subsequent weakness was at least partially attributed to approaching 10-year Treasury auction. UMBS ended the day down 6 basis points at 101. So at 101, we are right right here, just right above that 50-day moving average, which is the black trend line. So we have the Fibonacci line at 101.392 and a floor down here at the 25-day moving average, which is supported by that Fibonacci line. We also got news that HUD Secretary Marcia Fudge has announced her resignation effective March 22nd. And also from our sponsor at thatmakesense.com. It's the reading notes from the fifth agreement, eighth installment of this. Step into the transformative world of the fifth agreement and discover how embracing your authentic self can elevate your sales strategy in mortgage and real estate. So check that out at www.thatmakesense.com.